This is Wednesday, my birthday. 5 July. Nearly there. Hi.
We've got to check up on you.
Well, that's very interesting. Come in.
Okay. What have you,
Yeah, well, come in and let's have a talk about it because it's very interesting.
what have you reported to us today anyway? Because that's why we're here. There's been some sort of report that, you wanted to hurt yourself or something.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what, do you want to enlighten me a little bit on that situation? Or, because we don't know much into it, we've just been called here, so.
Yeah. I mean, no, I personally don't want to.
Okay.
But whatever I have to do under the law, you just tell me.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I know I don't want to talk to you guys, but I mean, I don't, nothing against either of you.
Okay.
You seem nice, but you came to me. If
Yeah.
I need to do anything, you let me know.
No,
We're here because you said that you wanted to hurt yourself.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
why we're here. That's all.
So we just sort of.
Yeah, no, I get that, and,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if I can do anything for you. Sorry. So you just tell me what I need to tell you.
Are you
under
wanting
the
to
law.
hurt yourself?
What's that?
Are you wanting to hurt yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to talk to someone about it?
No.
Nope.
Don't want to talk to a professional at the hospital or anything like that?
I have
Are you engaging with anybody?
it's not a mental health disorder.
No.
So I've tried to kill myself twice before.
Yeah.
Quite difficult to kill a person. I'm not sure how to do it.
Yeah.
But there will be a third attempt, and I don't know how to do it yet because
Right.
it's quite difficult to do apparently.
Yeah.
And so I've been in Hillmorton Hospital twice. The first time under the Mental Health Act, but then I was released when they found out that I didn't have a mental health disorder.
Right.
Not for, I have PTSD, but not, it doesn't count for the purposes of the Mental Health Act, where there is no distorted thinking that is leading to the decision. So the decision was just that I'm getting, so I was released from the Mental Health Act. Now, usually when you get released from the Mental Health Act, it's because you no longer are at risk of harming yourself, or whatever as the case may be.
Yeah.
In my case, they're fully aware that I'm suicidal, but the problems that made me feel like I need to escape my life is that I'm not getting any help from the community. And so my most recent decision to kill myself is from police arresting me yesterday.
Yeah, I saw something. In there about that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you were arrested and taken into custody. Look, that aside, we don't know much about those circumstances, so we can't really comment on that.
I'm not asking you to comment, but I'm telling you the reason you asked me, and I'm
Okay.
telling you it's not mental health. It's the fact that
It's to do with what happened with police. Is that what you're saying?
No, yesterday was just the latest in a chain of fucking abuse from everybody and their fucking dog.
Okay.
And I used to trust the police to help me if I was in trouble, and now
Yeah.
they're the ones dishing it out. So I was assaulted by my neighbour. He lies to them, and then I get...
Is that the guy downstairs or
Yeah.
across there? Downstairs. Okay.
Yeah. So I got nothing to say.
Mm.
I got nothing to say. I've made a report to police, mostly for the purposes of just keeping it clear that I've got a friend coming over to go and collect my stuff.
Okay.
From
Is that
Hills.
happening today?
That's kind of happening very shortly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
And
What have you left there?
you can go and see for yourself.
Oh, no.
Nah, man, I'm not giving you an itinerary.
No,
I'm
just meaning, is it a lot of stuff or is it a small
Yeah,
amount?
no. I was living there.
Yeah, okay.
So the trespass, would you mind just coming in? I'm just trying to keep the place a bit warm and I don't have a lot of money.
No, that's alright.
Yeah, no, I was. You can see this is not a sign of my mental state. This is me packing to move out.
Oh, okay.
And you can see behind you, I've defrosted my fridge. I've sold my sofa. Like my neighbour and I have a contract, and it is a contract, although that's not what people who are friendly with each other call it. It's just that we have an agreement, and we have a record of that agreement that he will let me stay at his place until 17 October. August.
Who's that? Is that?
That is Mitchell McLeish Unit 3 who assaulted me today and kicked me out and called the police and said I was trespassed. I was so under the Trespass Act, and the cops last night didn't get it. They were like, you can't produce a signed contract between the two of you, and I'm like, of course I can't. Of course I can't produce a signed contract. That's not how friendships work.
It's just done on word, right? Just done on through obviously.
No, there's a big difference between just done on word and can take into the notary public to be stamped. There's plenty of records all through.
Yeah.
But whatever, I'm not relitigating this with you
Okay,
because I'm going to court about
that's
it.
Fine.
I'm just telling you that I moved in there.
Okay.
Okay, so everything in here, this is why I took long enough to get dressed.
Yeah.
Because the stuff that is in here is stuff that has been packed,
Right.
and the stuff that is at his house is stuff that I need to live with.
Gotcha.
So if you can understand that I can't give you a list of stuff.
No, that's fine.
I've been living at his home.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. So
Alright.
my friend who's coming over today, who's helping someone else out at the moment, but he is kindly going to grab a few of my absolute essentials like computer and a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Now I documented that with police along with some other details of the arresting officer assaulted me, and she and her, I don't know if he was the officer or what, but they were running a constant narrative about how I was resisting arrest, but they were the ones who were resisting the whole way. And I don't know if you guys record things, but it was occurring to me today. I wonder if they're going to submit the evidence in court, because I was not resisting arrest, and I was very violently and aggressively handcuffed and dragged down the stairs with my head pushed down. And they were saying, now you're going to behave like an adult and walk down the stairs. And I'm like, buddy, I'm waiting for you guys to fucking let me fucking walk. So, it's not, because, to me it's fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious that I get a fucking welfare check from the police. The day before, and arrest me as a
because of the
victim.
comments that you made, though.
And
That's why.
That's fine, but they knew that I was suicidal. They knew I was suicidal. So you are most welcome to turn up and say, well, we care so much about you that we want to check you're okay. And I'm telling you, not after yesterday, no.
But, okay, I'm going to stop you there, because at the end of the day, every police officer is different. Me and my colleague here, we've come because a welfare check needs to be done with you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, police are the first point of call for that. They don't send anybody else, they send us.
That's fine.
This is our job. We're turning up to make sure that you're not going to hurt yourself.
Oh, you can't do that.
That's fine, but
you can put on the record that I'm suicidal and I do intend to kill myself.
at the end of the day, we just need to make sure that, one, what time is your friend coming over, and are you going to speak to them about what's happening, like your mental health and stuff like that, or is this just...
There's nothing wrong with my mental health.
No.
If there were, I would still be detained in Hillmorton Hospital.
Okay,
but
you say that, but then you say you still want to kill yourself.
Yeah, because when you live a life of persecution, such as in a war-torn country or somewhere where you're being kept as a sex slave or trafficked, it's like not wanting to be raped every night as a 5-year-old in your bed. That's not a mental health problem. That's a abuse problem. And people who are being chronically abused, as I have been for 19 months, and you can't even ask the fucking cops to help because they turn up and arrest you. Okay, so I was assaulted by my neighbour and I got arrested and the cops brutalised me. So you as individuals are coming over and checking if I'm okay, and I'm telling you no, and you can go back and there's nothing you can do. You had to come back with a court order signed by a judge to say that I need to go in for a psych assessment, but I've already had psych assessments and I've already sane. I've got other things in the pipeline, but I tell you what I didn't fucking need is to be arrested last night after being assaulted.
Yeah, look,
So no, I'm not okay. My welfare's not okay.
I know, and that's why we're here. Okay, Okay.
What are you going to do?
Well, one, normally.
It's not a mental health problem, so what are you going to do?
Okay,
Because
well, we
do
can
you,
be
do, you know,
different.
do you know what a big part of police work is? It's caring
Oh,
and
just
watching
tell us.
out for
Do tell us.
vulnerable members of the community. And I am telling you because it's on your website.
Mm-hmm.
It's on your website.
And that's what me and my offsider here are doing.
You don't go to an abuse victim who's vulnerable from abusers and go, sorry you're being assaulted, would you like to speak to a mental health nurse about it?
Okay.
You say, let's stop the assault and let's help you make a formal complaint at the police station and get this going for questioning. I recorded the fucking assault.
Have you been into the police station to report it?
The last time I tried to report a crime, because, and this isn't, I am not the common denominator. This is criminological, sociological, anthropological facts. The people who most need legal help can least afford it, and it becomes a vicious cycle.
You know, there's the Montreal Street Legal Aid, it's free. So I guess the thing is what's going to happen tonight when we leave? Have you got any plans in place to kill yourself currently?
It's my birthday, and I'm hoping to get $10 back from my neighbour.
Okay. Yep.
In fact, if you could get that $10 back for me,
We
because
can't.
I really want to
We
fucking
can't
drink.
take money off people, unfortunately.
You can if you listen to me, and I can prove it.
What's going to happen when we leave? Have you got any plans in place tonight to harm yourself?
I'm not disclosing that information.
You're not disclosing that information?
No.
Okay, why not?
Because I don't choose to talk to the police about it.
Okay. Will you talk to a mental health person about it?
I'm not answering that question again.
Okay. Will you speak to one on the phone?
I'm not answering that question again.
Okay.
So you can go and report that I'm not okay, I am going to kill myself,
Are you going to
and
kill yourself
police are
tonight?
responsible. I'm not answering that question, but you can go back and
So
say,
we're responsible for it.
who what?
Me and my offside are responsible for you killing yourself, is that correct?
I'm not dignifying that with an answer.
Well, that's what you just told me.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I said police, I didn't say you.
And I am the police and he's the police.
That's what the guys last night say. You're the entire police. Shit, I thought there were more than 2 of you. Turns out there's 4 police.
Okay.
It's quite
Right,
a
it
lot
sounds
to
like
see
we're,
this
it sounds like
Christchurch.
we're not going anywhere, are we?
Hey, buddy, this is my house. I don't knock on your door.
You're the one that's requested a welfare check on yourself, saying that you're going to kill yourself. Oh, well, what we might do anyway is that we'll talk to mental health services and see if they want to come see you. And if not, then...
Knock yourself out, bro.
Okay. Do you have a caseworker currently?
When was the last time you were at Hillmorton? When did they discharge you from there? How long ago was that?
I'm not disclosing it.
You're not disclosing that?
Nah, look, police don't give a shit, and...
Well, obviously we don't because we're here.
yeah, because it's your job.
Exactly, it is our job.
Well done.
Like you said, it is our job to make sure that people are okay, and that's why we're here to make sure you're
Well,
okay. 'cause
if
you've
you're
made
gonna
some
make,
comments-
if you're gonna make,
You've made some comments
if you're
saying
gonna
that
make,
yourself, harm
if you
yourself.
want to make sure I'm okay, you will
Right.
help
I'm not saying
me
that.
stop having crimes committed against me. Thanks, Chet. You've done your fucking job.
Yeah, and that's I can understand your frustration around that, but
It's not frustration. It's police brutality.
okay, well, it looks like frustration to me.
Great. Well, go and get that medical degree and be a psychiatrist. You've done a brilliant job so far. Thank you. I feel much better.
Okay. Well, look, at the end of the day, we just want to make sure you're okay, and
Well, at the end of the day, you seem to have fucking failed.
okay, police have failed.
No, you are talking about you, and yeah.
So you're saying we've failed
I
here by
am
coming
not-
to check on you.
I don't know how you define check. You've checked on me, and
Yeah.
then you've discovered that I'm not okay, and you're
Okay.
not willing to do anything about
No,
it.
we are willing.
so-
We are willing to do something, but you don't
No,
want
you
anything
want
done, and you won't disclose
you want
anything.
to make abuse into a mental health problem. You want to blame the victim, like somehow it's my mental health deficit that makes me incapable of tolerating 19 months of fucking criminal abuse. It's a mental health problem that my
Mhm.
fucking neighbour assaulted me yesterday, and then the fucking bent cop assaulted me. Shit, sorry, I must have really weak mental health not be able to put up with that. You'd love it, I'm sure. If I assaulted you right now, would that be a mental health problem for you?
Well, no, but I would put it down to the fact that at the moment you're not in the right headspace.
So maybe it's not in your head. Maybe it's external.
In my head.
Yeah. Do you see?
No, I don't see.
My insulting you, is that your mental health problem?
No.
Then why is someone assaulting me my mental health problem?
No, I'm saying you're presenting as having a mental health problem.
I have PTSD,
Mhm.
diagnosed,
Mhm.
you can see the letter.
Mhm.
PTSD comes out in kind of, you know, you might have heard of triggers, you might have heard of not coping very well with stress. Do you know what's really stressful? Being arrested brutally and assaulted and lied to by police.
I can't. Again.
No,
I'm
I'm not asking you to comment. I am fucking telling you. I am telling you what happened to me
Yeah.
is beyond the limit of a normal stress for a situation. I do not come across as having a mental health problem. I come across as having been assaulted by somebody physically and then being arrested by the police and treated as the assailant. That is not a fucking mental health problem. I am behaving in a really
No.
normal fucking way.
Well, where we draw the line is the fact that you say you still want to kill yourself. That's the problem.
Draw all the lines you want, buddy. I'll give you the pen. I can give you a big piece of paper.
You're
if
okay.
you want to
You
draw.
don't need a piece of paper. Look, and at the end of the day, that's why we are here.
And at the end of the day, you're only willing to treat the assault on me as a mental health problem.
No, I'm not dealing with that whatsoever. It wasn't me. I don't know. I don't arrest you for
Okay,
that.
so are you willing to take my statement of assault against the guy downstairs?
Take what statement?
Of assault?
From what incident? From yesterday?
Yes.
Why? Okay, so why did the police yesterday not take a statement off
No,
you? What did they tell you?
No. Don't change the subject. You said that you were willing to help me,
Yeah.
and I said, well, you could help me by you said, how can I help you, or something like that. And
No.
I said,
I said the reason I'm here
is to help me.
No, it's because you said you wanted to kill yourself. That's the reason I'm here.
no, but just before you said you are trying to help me, and I said if you were trying to help me, you would help me to press charge, or at least make a formal complaint, criminal complaint of criminal assault against the neighbour who called the cops on me yesterday. Now, I know you're not going to do that, and so I know you're not actually willing to do anything to make sure I'm okay. Ergo, check completed, welfare failed. We done?
So do you still want to kill yourself?
I'm not repeating myself. I have repeated myself about 6 times.
Yeah, but that's what we're trying to understand. You say there's no mental health issue, but yet you say you want to kill yourself, which is a mental health issue.
This conversation for me is over.
Okay.
If I've got any legal requirement to talk to you any further, but you were like, I don't have much money, man, and Pete downstairs owes me money because she lived there and I've paid for the weekend. So if you wouldn't mind either leaving or closing the door because it's fucking cold and I'm broke.
Okay. When we leave, are you going to hurt yourself?
I'm not disclosing it to you, and you can come. The only way that you can do anything about it is if you get a court order. And I'd have to have a psych assessment that says I've got disordered thoughts. Because suicide enough isn't enough. You have to have both a mental health disorder, which is disordered thinking, not PTSD.
But why don't you want to disclose that to us?
Because you guys are fucking causing it. And don't play the me personally, please at large, switch around game. You know what I'm talking about, and I'm not playing that game. The police are not here to help me. And when I get welfare checks, you're not willing to do anything about it.
Well, we are if you're wanting to hurt yourself, but you're not disclosing that to me. You're just saying I'm going to hurt myself.
Why on earth do you think that I am safer alive than dead? I don't want to die. I want to be safe. I can't have these things happening to me. It's my only way to escape. Because the police won't do anything. That means that anyone can do anything to me. Do you understand that? No one will help me. Not even the police. A crime was committed against me. And you're just standing there going like, well, it's a mental health problem. No, it's not. Try going to Congo, where there's the highest rate of rape in the world, and a woman is not being, in New Zealand, women are, like, feminists are fucking paranoid as fuck. rape is very rare, but in the Congo it's very, very, very common because you've got militia coming through.
Yeah.
So a woman will risk rape every time she goes outside. Now, people kill themselves in those situations. It is not a mental health disorder to kill yourself because you don't want to get raped every time you step outside. Okay, so I refuse to discuss my intention to die under the mistaken terms of a mental health problem any further. People do kill themselves because of abuse. It is very well known and it's on the police website and I seem to know more about it than you do.
Okay, your
So I
friend's
think
here.
it's probably time to leave. Yeah,
Alright.
you guys can go.
Alright, I'm gonna step outside, your friend's here now.
Hey Don, do you want to come in?
Yeah, sure.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. This is what they always do. They fucking screw me the fuck over and then the next day they do a welfare check. That's like...
Okay, so where are we at the moment? Is your stuff still in his place?
Of course it is. Would you mind just coming in?
Yeah, I just think if these guys are here, maybe they can supervise. And just hold the piece. Can I just...
Yeah, if you could do that, please. Oh, you're finally speaking to me. Right, that's how it went. Hear that phone, you probably didn't hear that, but as that guy walked down the stairs, he's like, I'm done talking to her anyway. Fucking burn, bro. It's funny because the cops are ringing mental health now and they don't know that I'm fucking in touch with them anyway. Fucking dickwads, they can't wait to come back with a warrant. Mental Health Act.
And I will do the same thing with my with the recording of the assault by Mitchell, and then because I'm not one of those people who takes things out of context, like all the fucking creeps in my life, which is Mitchell, the property managers, the police, all that kind of stuff. I'm actually going to show the context. If you just show the result of a situation without seeing what caused it, that's what people do to manipulate the record, is to, it's basically the same thing as there's lies, damn lies in statistics, and it's what's concealed rather than what's revealed that's informative. So I'm going to reveal the whole lot, and I will also post a contract. I have no expectations of. I don't particularly know how to get a lawyer for the hearing on Monday. I don't know how. I suspect I'm going to take the burden of proof for this resisting arrest lie. I was assaulted by police, which then they were telling me, or they're telling each other in front of me in a very, very facetious sort of way that I was resisting arrest, and that's why I suggested to these welfare check police, do you guys record like audio of arrests or something? Because the narrative they were telling did not reflect the reality. They were preventing me from leaving the house. I got up to leave with them, and then they just fucking assaulted me, handcuffed me, pushed my head down, yanked my arms up behind my back like I thought I was going to have my arm broken. There's no way you can walk. They were basically hobbling me, and then they were like trying to, like, I'm like, are we going to go down to the car or not? And they were like, are you going to act like an adult and walk down the stairs, like I said? And I'm like, the flying fuck, if we were gonna if you want me to walk down the stairs, would you please let me walk? It was just and the way that everybody treated me all along, and the way that you could all along there were hesitations and discussions totally off record, I think, about whether or not they were going to proceed with it. And as I've said, I believe that they were sort of trying to decide whether or not they were going to be able to sort of get away with it. I suspect that the corruption or whatever it is gone a bit further up. They obviously don't feel like they're bulletproof, but I'm not sure who they're worried about. But as I've said, I think probably the only way I'm going to get justice is through an investigation by Coronial Services. I don't know, and people are so fucking naive, as I've said before, they're so naive. It's like they want to call this paranoia, and it's like, for fuck's sake, like, can you grow up and just get your head out of the sand and realise that corruption happens in every country, and New Zealand has rates low on the corruption or whatever it is, scale, rating, whatever, but that's just a comparator. It's not an absolute lack of corruption. And I think that we're finding with the absolute mayhem that Jacinda has caused by blaming COVID and Putin and everybody else under the sun, we have become pretty lawless, and everyone's just covering their own asses, and even if an individual police officer wants to do the right thing, the thing is that police is full of bullying. We know that from reports from all kinds of independent Crown agencies. There's no way that a straight cop is going to survive sticking up for a victim of police brutality and fraud, and I've never been to court before. I'm not even quite sure if the charges against me are criminal or not. I really don't know. I tried to call a couple of lawyers. I got them both wrong. One of them was going to call me back and she hasn't. And I just think the whole thing's a farce anyway. I can prove that I wasn't trespassing easily in Mitchell's own words, his own spoken words, but I don't think it matters at all. And look, what happened was that I woke up very late today. I've had a lot of interrupted sleep, obviously being arrested and coming home probably about 3 o'clock on my birthday, and not having a particularly good couple of nights sleep, so I stayed in bed till about 3, and I woke up and, you know, there's the order of tribunal, and I've recorded the order of tribunal, the hearing, and I clearly kicked Homewood's ass, on every legal point, and I've proved beyond a doubt that I don't owe the money that they say, and I've proved beyond a doubt that the hearing that initially determined my cause for my termination of my tenancy was completely fraudulent, and in fact legally, like criminally fraudulent, and yet it's come back that I'm wrong and they're right, and I had a bit of hope yesterday because the adjudicator, Rex Woodhouse, he seemed like finally here we've got a sane and reasonable adjudicator, but something's happened, and I know that no matter what I do, the harm to me is just going to keep ratcheting up, and I'm just getting like, I guess an analogy is just the walls are closing in one of those sort of torture chambers. They're just coming closer and closer. Another one is that I'm in a glass, you know, like fucking, I don't know, like I'm in that kind of Houdini thing where water's rising up, and it's like I don't understand, like this fucking retarded persistent claim that suicide is harming myself. It's like, for fuck's sake, like New Zealand at large is harming me, and suicide is the one loving thing that I can do for myself. It's an act of love.